Time to kick off a new feature here starting this evening. We're going to be checking in with Broken Arrow City Manager Michael Spurgeon every Tuesday. So make your appointments to join us each Tuesday. We're calling it the BA Breakdown. It's a chance to see what's happening in Broken Arrow, the latest from City Hall, what new businesses are coming to town, the economy, the roads, you name it, it's on the table. And you can join us too. If you have a question for Broken Arrow City Manager Michael Spurgeon, then hit that open mic on the KRMG app. You can join in. So let's get going. Michael, welcome in. We're glad to have you and get this going.
Hey, Skyler, great to be here with you on behalf of Mayor Deborah Wimpy and the Broken Arrow City Council. Looking forward to updating the region and specifically Broken Arrow, what's happening in our great community.
KRMG listeners are used to this sort of thing. Every Monday on the morning news, we have Monday with the mayor, and that's with Tulsa Mayor G.T. Bynum. So we're doing something similar with Broken Arrow, but it's different because Broken Arrow is different. So we thought we would kick this off, Michael, by having you explain for us and explain for the listeners the difference in, say, Tulsa's government and Broken Arrow's. Why aren't we talking to the Broken Arrow mayor?
Well, actually, I love listening to the segment with Mayor Bynum every Monday morning. You learn a lot about what's going on in the city. In Broken Arrow, we do have a different form of government. We have what is known as a statutory council manager form of government, which means the city council actually serves as a legislative body, just like at the state, county, or the federal level. And then the city council hires an individual to serve as city manager, which currently is myself. And my position as city manager would be similar to a chief executive officer of a corporation or the what I'd call the executive branch. And so the council hires the city manager to oversee the day-to-day operations of the city, and then they focus on policy and the legislative roles that goes along with their position.
And I guess at some point after an election, I recall this recently happened, the city council is seated, and then they choose who gets to be their mayor. And what does that represent? What does that mayor's title give them?
Well, our council members, they serve for 4-year terms. It's a staggered terms. We had 2 seats that were up last April, and then there will be no election in 2022. And then in April of 2023, we will have 3 seats that will be up for the council seats. Once the election is completed in April of 2023, then the council members will select the mayor from amongst the 5 of them. And that person will serve for a 2-year term. And at the present time, Deborah Wimpy currently serves as our mayor. And the role of the mayor officially is to oversee the meetings and to execute the documents that are approved by the city council or necessary to be signed. However, when you look at a community like ours, I mean, all 5 of our elected officials, from the mayor to our other council members, are highly engaged in our city, actually out talking to residents, to businesses, trying to find out what's going on within our community so they can come back and talk to the other council members about making decisions that are going to help our community to continue to grow and to also develop ordinances and regulations that are going to promote growth, at the same time look at making sure that we have good governance of our city.
I know you somewhat recently gave the actual official BA State of the City address, but in light of tonight being the State of the Union for the president, I thought I'd ask you just a broad overview of Broken Arrow's State of the City. I know you mentioned in that actual address some time ago that BA saw great success even during the pandemic.
Absolutely, we did. I believe the decisions that we made as a community to keep our community open, we actually only closed the community for just about 2 weeks. And after that, the city council made the decision that we were going to reopen our community, and we have been prospered and been blessed ever since. And in fact, when I gave the State of the City presentation back in September, I said that you could sum up the state of our city really in 5 words, and that's we're very blessed at this time. We have seen growth in our sales tax. The assessed value of our community has gone up. We had a number of new businesses open. We had over 800 new single-family home starts within our community, and it seems like every sector of our city is experiencing the growth, whether it's the residential areas, commercial, retail. You know, we have over 325 manufacturers that call Broken Arrow home, and we saw expansions in those areas as well.
Something I can say just as a longtime reporter, now host of this show, that I've always appreciated Broken Arrow's openness to share with the community what's really going on over there. And you specifically, you post videos to your website and your Facebook page. I know transparency, communications, something that's important to you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, since the beginning of my career back in the late 80s, I learned very quickly is that it is my responsibility to work with the council members to try to educate the community on what's happening at City Hall. And obviously that we've seen this transition from the way that we used to get our information back in the 80s to where we receive it now. And I've worked very hard with our excellent communications team, and the council members also do a great job of this with their social media platforms of trying to make sure the people in our city know what's going on. That's why we do city council highlights. That's why we do 2 monthly updates on the projects and activities that are happening within our city. We have the traditional website, but we're also on all the social media platforms because we think we have a responsibility to educate the citizens on what's happening, and then they can make a determination how they feel about what's happening. And of course, then they can reach out to their council members. But as long as I'm in this business, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that our citizens are fully aware of what's happening, because there are so many decisions that affect their lives every single day, from water to sewer to road improvements to parks and recreation, public safety. And I think that we have an obligation and responsibility to give them as much information as we can so they'll be well informed.
Just about out of time here. We're talking with Broken Arrow City Manager Michael Spurgeon, and I think over the course of several Tuesdays, I'll be able to say that without stumbling on it. It's the first edition of BA Breakdown. One thing I saw that is coming up on your city council agenda this evening is the approval or potential approval of an agreement with This Machine. I guess Broken Arrow looking at maybe bringing bike rental to town?
Absolutely. We're always trying to look at the services that we want to provide our citizens, and that's one area that we believe that we can expand. Connectivity is extremely important to the city council and myself, and we want to make sure that we're able to connect our communities, whether it's with bikes or with connections with sidewalks. I mean, there's no time in our history that I think it's more important that we promote a healthy community, folks getting outside. I mean, we have dozens of parks and opportunities for recreation, and this may be just another opportunity for us to expand those opportunities that we provide our citizens.
Michael Spurgeon, the city manager in Broken Arrow. Thank you so much. We're really excited to keep this going. The BA Breakdown every Tuesday at 5:05 p.m. Michael, have a great night.
Thank you very much. Look forward to talking to you next week.